Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build episode. I think this is 152. This should be 152. And what the fuck is this shit? This is getting out of hand. You're approached by a procession of ornate chests flashing predatory grins. Hey, Commander. How are we doing today? They didn't want to let us in to see you at first. We're mimics, the lot of us. And a lot of fun we are, too. We can turn into a chair, and then when an enemy sits on us, we grab him on the rump and nom nom. We heard about a new commander from the Crusaders, a cheerful sort with a good head on his shoulders. So we figured we'd join you and be knighted. You know, like the rest of those free crusaders of yours. Oh no. What have I gotten myself into? If I've ever been truly horror-struck over these last 1,000 or so years, I can't recall. But I certainly am now. Why do you even want to join the crusade? Why? Everybody's joining, so we figured we'd join too. I mean, if you can turn wood into knights and kids into knights, then why not us, huh? Gobbling up demons and cultists might even be more fun. We could transform into an altar of Baphomet, wait for a cultist to come up close and start preaching, and then nom nom. I think this is a horrible idea, and I have to see it through, because I have to know how the fuck this works out. I'm gonna laugh when they eat the kids, right? Perfect. Consider yourselves enlisted. I dub thee Sir Wardrobe, Sir Footstool, and Sir Cultist's Bed. Now we're talking. Look, we're crusaders now, my lads. Them demons had better beware. What the fuck? I'm flabbergasted. Everything could possibly go wrong. I feel like each time a new Crusader option shows up, I'm like, this is getting more and more out of hand. This is getting worse and worse, right? Like when the Trents showed up, I was like, we're starting to get into some shady shit here, because those things are relatively hostile. And then the kids showed up, and I was like, oh god, we're doing a child crusade, this is not good. Now we have mimics. What the fuck? It's like the game is like, look, we're just gonna keep upping the ante until you say no. And I'm like, what the fuck can come after mimics? I don't know, but I need to know. Alright. A worried aide reports that a crime has been committed in the Citadel. A few days ago, the Night Patrol officer, akin Chlor, did not turn up for guard duty. An unsuccessful search for him ensued. It was then suggested that Chlor had secretly left Dresden and deserted. The circumstances of his vanishing demand investigation. Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Investigate him. Whoa! You just thought that since you're an Azada, you could potentially animate wooden objects? That would be pretty neat, actually. Buried in rubble, Akin Clor's body was found at the walls of Dresden. The nature of the wounds leaves no doubt that he was stabbed by a man or by someone similar in appearance and build, rather than mauled by a demon. Examination of the corpse and the area has revealed that Clor turned up to the crime site on his own volition. He then suffered a penetrating wound to the chest, which made him unconscious before being finished off. Oof. The attempt at hiding the body seemed negligent. The interrogator concluded that the murderer was in no hurry and mastered the appropriate skills, so must have let the body be discovered intentionally. Interesting. Interesting. Trees. What do we got going on? Okay, we can't do anything right now. Fuck. I feel like, I'm very interested, but I also feel like at the same time it's like we have one murderer amongst this whole scenario in the World Wound. I think we're doing okay.
Beautiful. Should we rest now? Nah.
I very much need and want to rest. Absolutely. Because I want to get this freaking corruption off of us.
By the way, did you know that the amount of money in an individual's possession is directly proportional to the number of secrets that individual is hiding?
A most intriguing observation. I say, let's try to guess the secrets my cousin.
So when does the Lich join? We are past the point of Lichdom. Sorry, my friend. If we were going to Lich it up, we would have had to do so quite a while ago. We are well and truly of the Fae at this point.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. See if anything swapped over in our little 8-hour rest. Oop. There. No, the answer is no. Okay, we are heading out, and we're gonna go to the streets so we can talk to Captain Sealkind. Boop. That's a sleepy boy right there. Where is Sealkind? Sealkind is... I'm unsure. Okay. Bring your ass, dinosaur. Found a page that might interest you. Okay. Ah, progression. The storyteller clenches the pages you brought. His voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. My feet are covered by a crawling carpet of locusts. A few insects got under my clothes, under my shirt, down my back, and my pants. They're crawling all over me, tickling my skin with their little legs. They will not attack until they recognize me as a stranger. Protective spells are guarding me, allowing me to deceive the pestilent denizens of the rasping rifts. I keep very still. I am but an observer, an uninvited guest who prefers to remain unnoticed. I don't hold my breath when Demon Lord Dascari swings his scythe over Izyagna. I feel nothing when Izyagna deftly avoids the blow and tries to strike Dascari in return. I am here by the order of Lady Nocticula. I must observe the fight and then return to Alushinira. Yeah, too many fantasy names. The affairs of demon lords do not concern me. Why did Nocticula send you to follow Dascari? The storyteller shrugs absently. I don't know, and I don't want to know. My service to the Lady in Shadow is almost over. It's the 17th year of my life in the Abyss, and I'm already counting days to the end of my term. Who is Izyagna? She is a rising demon lord, servant of Lamashtu. She simultaneously inhabits 7 mighty ant-like bodies. Izyagna and Dascari are always sniping at each other, but they dare not enter into open war, fearing Lamashtu's wrath. The storyteller chuckles. The current fight is just a small quarrel, 1 in a million. Izyagna came to the Rasping Rifts with only 3 of her 7 bodies. I'm sure it will be easy for Dascari to destroy the intruder. Where is your friend Kaini, or Kinney? I don't know. Now? The storyteller's lips part in a smile. Here, with me, of course. The stubborn lad refused to stay in Alushinira and volunteered to accompany me to the Rasping Rifts. Said he wouldn't miss such an exciting adventure for the world. His youthful zeal and desire to live life to the fullest seemed to make me younger too. Continue. Rift Carver, Dascari's scythe swings up again. With a whistle through the air, it lodges in the ant-like head of one of Izyagna's bodies. Greenish slime splatters, the poisonous drops falling on my face. I keep very still. With the last convulsive moment, the ant-like body winces, tearing the scythe from Dascari's hands and jumping back, only to drop on its side and lie still. This loss will hardly worry Izyagna. To kill her, one must destroy her heart, which is hidden deep under Yanaran, a city in Lamashtu's realm. Disarmed, Dascari turns to Izyagna's second body that is attacking him. I slowly turn to Kaini, who is sitting next to me. A young friend is usually easily impressed by such mighty opponents fighting, but the seat next to me is empty. Kaini is gone. The storyteller shivers and starts to speak faster. Forgetting about the danger, I look around for my friend. The swarm of locusts at my feet buzzes, displeased, but the need for secrecy no longer seems so important. Where is Kaini? After a moment, I see him, and a treacherous shiver runs down my spine. My friend is standing over Izyagna's fallen body, and reaches for Dascari's scythe sticking out of it. Uh-oh. What's so special about Dascari's scythe? Riftcarver has power over the material of the plains. Dascari made this scythe with his own hands from his mother's skeleton. It can cut rifts in the plains themselves. The Demon Lord used it to make the Rasping Rifts, his own abyssal realm in the plane of the Abyss. Kaini, stop! Don't touch it! I scream, throwing caution to the winds. My friend turns to me, his face baffled. I understand him to an extent. The scythe able to rip passages between planes will certainly help us save Golarion. But trying to steal it is rash and stupid. We have nothing to defend ourselves against the Demon Lord's rage. Stop, my friend, before it's too late. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Deskari lift another Izyagna's body and tear it to pieces with his bare hands. But I don't hear his howl of victory. The Demon Lord throws away the still body of his enemy and turns to us. The swarm of insects is biting my feet. Locusts cover my eyes, hitting me in the face, trying to get inside my nose, mouth, and ears. Nevertheless, I get to it first. I grab the giant scythe and swing it awkwardly in the air. Rift Carver is so heavy in my hands instantly cramp. I have no idea how I managed to lift it at all. I drop the scythe on the ground, but the damage has been done. Right in front of me there is a small rift, a wound in space. The smell of Elushinira's sewage comes out of it, a wonderful smell that brings me hope for salvation. I grab Kaine's sleeve and dive into the rift only a moment before Deskari's claws cut the air where we just stood. The storyteller catches his breath and wipes the sweat from his forehead. I angered a demon lord and my life was hanging by a thread. I'd never have thought that something like that could happen in my life. The storyteller shakes his head distrustfully. How many dark sides of my past will I have to find? I'm starting to fear what I might see in the next pages of my notebook. Tell me about the fight between Deskari and Izyagna. Okay. I don't like how it always, does that, but whatever. Found another page! Great. Okay, that is it for now. Very interested in the progression of his story. Wasn't Captain Sealkind over here? I believe. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Quadruple ice cream. There he is. Interesting that he does not have his own marker on the map. The captain of the Blackstone Company's vanguard bows briskly. How may I be of service? I found the missing scouts. They're dead. Sealkind lowers his head and says nothing. After a while, he nods sullenly. Well, we are at war. Thank you for discovering their fate. What exactly happened to them? Sorry, I don't know. I merely found the bodies. Something must have gone wrong and interfered with the plan. Otherwise, my people would have been able to retreat. It seems unlikely that anyone could have genuinely hoped that those who go missing in the World Wound could meet any other fate. Perhaps there was never any point in looking for them. Should the commander have adjusted the numbers in the Crusade losses column right away and set his mind to a more productive task? In any case, it is for the commander to decide what he does in his spare time. Interesting. Alright, well. That does not seem to have led to much of anything. Alright, over to the prison, I suppose. To do the Trevor scenario, the Trevor interrogation. I don't see Sociol on the map, so I'm assuming he's gonna be in here.
Beautiful.
Hey, Odysseus is here as well. Nice. What if Trevor got reincarnated, right? So, I assume it's the same or close in Pathfinder, but in D&D there is a mid-level spell called Reincarnation that rather than it's basically, I believe it's used when there isn't a body or when a body can't support life, right? And it basically reincarnates a person into another humanoid body. So same soul, same person, but different body, right? I wonder if something similar has happened to Trevor. I don't know. You've never seen Sociel like this. The usually calm, friendly cleric of the goddess of beauty is furious. He is shaking the impostor, holding him by the collar with both hands. Who are you? What do you know about my brother? Speak! Speak, you scum! Chill the fuck out, Sociel. Brother, huh? The impostor cringes. Oh, okay, so here we go. Yeah, you do look like him. Come on, holy man. Give me a dozen lashes. Hold up. Interesting. Alright, here we go. Let's hit Sociel with that bad. Sociel, what's wrong with you? The priest shakes his head. It's like a bad dream, or an evil fae joke. Please, help me make sense of this before I lose my mind. Chill out, my man. Crazy, crazy shit happens here. In Golarion, not just the world wound, but also Golarion world wound. We'll figure it out. Who are you really? The name's Graham. Abadar knows my last name. He's got it all written down, but it's above our rank to know our lineage. Interesting. How are you connected to the Hell Knights? What's my connection? I serve them. Well, used to. I was a soldier in the Order of the Nail. Extirpators chapter. Damn them all. Then I ran away from them. Wasn't cut out to serve like that. I wasn't a knight, not even a squire, just infantry. I got sick of getting my back whipped, so I had an idea. I had the armor at night. I got the chance, I just ran. Tell me about the Extirpators chapter. What's there to talk about? They're scum, just like the rest of the black-clad brutes. What was our captain thinking when he got us hired by them? Maybe he hoped they'd knight him. Maybe he just wanted money. They have deep pockets. The Order of the Nail. Extirpators chapter. Mostly hunt monsters. You know, dragons, other beasts. Study them, stuff them. They didn't tell me what they were doing in the world wound. Maybe they decided to hunt some distorted beasts who grew tentacles and horns because of the demonic scourge. They, you know, turned into freaks. They do pay well, but they make you work for every coin. You do anything they don't like, they beat you with a stick or a whip. They don't pity people at all, even their own, not to mention us. In the year I served them, the unit shrank by half. So I ran away. I wanted to live too much. How do you know the name Trevor Vanek? I was his valet for a year. Polished his black armor, tightened his straps. I was a drudge, all in all. He's evil, that Trevor. Devil of a man. He had me punished so many times. A whip for every slip, is what he'd always say. A whip for every slip. Fuck. You're lying. You're lying, scum. I'll show you. Settle down, Socio. Yeah, you're his brother, all right. He even used to bare his teeth like you do. You scum, he'd say. Your ears don't work. Let's see if your back gets the message. Ooh, that is not great, Socio. That's a bad look, my dude. That's not true. Biting his lip, Sociel takes a step back. It can't be. Where were you going when Anevia caught you? Wouldn't you like to know? I thought I'd go to Mindev, sell the armor, and use the money to keep going. Didn't matter where. Maybe to the River Kingdoms. Maybe to Rarisia. I don't care just as long as it's away from demons and demon fighters. Where is Trevor now? With the other knights of the Pike. I hope they whipped him good for losing his armor. What, cleric? Haven't seen your brother for a long time? Give me the map. I'll show you where their camp was when I escaped. They probably haven't gone far. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Sociel turns to you. His teeth are clenched, his hands shaking. I don't want to believe that Trevor became a Hell Knight. Please, we need to go there and find out for ourselves. Sure, go on. Good luck getting there. I mean, we can let him out of prison. But this guy doesn't need to rot in jail because he ran away from the fucking brutality of the Hell Knights. I guess we do have to leave him. I don't want you in my party anymore. Get the fuck out. No. Hey, Nura, do you want to not kill people anymore? Nope. Alright, bye, Nura. I refuse to let her go if she's just gonna kill people. And I refuse to execute. I don't know why I refuse to execute her. Mostly just because I don't want to, but, you know. Oh, Bodis boy. You are a sleepy, squinty boy. Sir. Alright. Okay, that's new stuff. That's... Face. Oh, we need to go to the commander's court. Right. Right. This is gonna be probably really not good with those fucking mimics. If fucking mimics.
Here we go.
Yeah. I kind of feel like we should, when we go to the, I don't know. I kind of don't want to hear his fucking lip. You quit that, boy. But I kind of feel like we should take Regil with us when we, go to the Hell Knights. Kind of feels like it's a scenario. Oh. Strongrung, you are in luck. I was about to take you to the commander, but Kajak is already here. Kajak, you have a very special guest. Aranka looks at the Oread standing next to her with admiration. She's obviously marveling at the stoic and rugged face of the majestic giant. Allow me to introduce you to Strongrung, Oread people's emissary. Interesting. The Oread bows with unexpected grace, his body making a low, grinding noise. Esteemed Kajak, I am honored to speak on behalf of all Oreads. Really, all Oreads? The Oread elder and sages learned of a champion bringing life back to the defiled and corrupted territories of the north. Our leaders secluded themselves in meditation, later holding council. Such massive gatherings are uncommon for our people. They only happen because of important reasons. You thought an Oread was a wood nymph? I think in this particular instance, Oreads are, they're like Earth Genasi, I believe, basically. Oread. Yeah, they're humans whose ancestry is closely touched by the element of Earth. Often by Shaitan Genie. So, Genasi, Earth Genasi, basically. Which means they tend to have, like, pebbly skin and crystalline structures, things like that. The Oreads have decreed that we ought to help you. We are the children of this earth, and you are its champion, so we should join our forces and fight together. But then the sages from Jalmaray began to argue with the enlightened priests of Osirian over who is more worthy to lead the united army. My impulsive brethren from Janderhof presumed to do it themselves, gravely offending both other parties in the process. The disagreement was fierce. In the end, the Oreads decide it falls to you to decide who you wish to see as your allies. Interesting. Okay. Only ever saw the word in the Pilgrim's Regress, and I have no idea if they were the same in Pathfinder as in Greek mythology. I'm assuming it's probably just one of those scenarios. So, Oread Nymph. They are mountain nymphs from Mount Ida, Pelion, etc., etc. I wonder if they have anything to do with, like... Oh, there's not much. And the art does not depict... I mean, the art depicts nymphs as nymphs, basically, so... Oreads. Yeah, I don't know if there's a good correlation there. Does not seem like a close correlation, so I don't know. Alright, what do we got? Aranka... Okay, I want to see what the effects are real quick. Students of the Stone, mercenary units. Slow but tenacious fighting monks. Lots of HP on those motherfuckers. They're a mythic unit. Gotcha. Stone Infantry. Stunning attack. Sand Clerics. Inflicting curses. It's kind of cool. Pharaoh's Curse. -3 penalty to DR. Curse of the Black Sands. -2 speed. -3 to attack. -5 to initiative. -3 reflex saving throw. And physical damage. Interesting. But it's only a creature in touch range. Still, that's pretty cool. Okay. To Strongrung, can't your wise ones agree? The Oread hesitates before answering. Our people do business slightly less hastily than other mortals. We live and think in a different rhythm, more solid, deliberate. In your world, this argument would be little more than a squabble between old friends, inevitably resolved and quickly forgotten. But I fear time is too precious for you to wait for our reconciliation. It is always sad to see how freedom of thought can lead to divisions. Of course, we are not going to condemn foreign traditions and other people's ways of life, but we regret not being able to receive all the help that the Oriads could provide because of a temporary quarrel. Gotcha. I wish to know more about your people. Stronggrung offers you a respectful nod. Many of us live on the island of Jalmaray. Let's see what that is about. Jalmaray is a large island nation in the Obari Ocean off the coast of Nex. Being the inner sea's only link to the legendary kingdoms of the impossible, Jalmari have a unique mystique. Okay, I'm looking up a fucking map, because I've actually not looked up a Pathfinder... No, not Pathfinder. Golarion world map. Because I haven't looked up a Golarion world map in ages. So... Okay. Um none of this stuff was located where I thought it was located. If anyone's interested, here's the map that I'm looking at. Which is a very cool, detailed, fan developed map, I believe. Which is neat. But where we are at, in the World Wound and Mindev is not where I thought anything was. Holy shit. I guess technically it's not that far from the River Kingdoms, where I am more familiar with things, because of Pathfinder, Kingmaker. But holy shit. Mindev is a very interesting place, actually. It's somewhat isolated by the fact that the World Wound is to its west, which is incredibly hostile territory, but Numeria is to its south, which I would also assume generally is incredibly hostile territory. Like, Numeria is not a pleasant place. And just to the south of Numeria are the River Kingdoms, which are a fair amount of lawlessness, depending on where you're at in the River Kingdom. Gravoy is more civilized, I suppose, but I don't feel like any of these are really like the major like ancient kingdoms of the realm. I think that's generally further south, right? Towards like Cheliax and Osirian and Andoran and things like that. That's really interesting. I actually love Pathfinder lore. I wish I'm a little sad, right, that I kind of I didn't bounce off of Pathfinder, but like my introduction to Pathfinder many like 2 decades ago at this point, right? Was not with the greatest people necessarily. So I didn't have a very good lead into experiencing Pathfinder with those people, and because of that I feel like what I got to experience was not that great. Off the coast of Nex. So I was going to kind of like look around and see if I could try to find this, but this is this is a very big map. So I don't know that that's going to be easy for us to find. There's no just big, this is Nex kind of situation going on here. So. Jalmaray Golarion. In the Obari Ocean, right? Over here. Isle of Jalmaray. Oh, here's Nex. Okay. I'm gonna pull this over here. I'm gonna make a quick scene real fast. So that I can, on the occasion, look at... Oh yeah, that's not what I want. Move this. We want a screen cap. There we go. Alright, let me tidy this up real quick. So there's nothing on this eastern edge. There are words that you guys can't see. So it says, right past here, it says Arctos Circle and Tropic of the Sphinx. And you see this Akaio Ocean is cut off, the Great Belt, Tropics of the Kraken, and Antarctos Circle, etc. That's all there. But all the map you guys can still see. So that's really interesting. I think I'm going to actually... bookmark. Mark current tab. Okay. I'm gonna bookmark that just to be able to, like, because it's fun, I think, to pop over and look at some of these places. So this is the Isle of Jalmaray, where we are kind of talking about right now. And we are way up here in Mindet, well, in the World Wound. So that's Dresden. Very interesting. Okay, anyways, continuing. Alright, being the Inner Sea's only link to the legendary kingdoms of the impossible, Jalmari have a unique mystique. The religions that dominate Jalmaray are also unique. While Aurori has many worshippers across the region, his religion is at its strongest on the island, along with the worship of the 1,000 other deities of Vudra. I'm assuming this is kind of like a, perhaps like a Vedic correlation. The inhabitants of Jalmaray include an unusually high number of monks. The prowess of their martial arts is renowned across continents, and the 3 houses of perfection are the most sought-after monasteries of the Inner Sea region. That's pretty cool. My brethren dwell in highland monasteries where they study the wisdom of Aurori and Nethys. I don't think I have heard of these people before. Aurori, also known as Master of Masters, the Enlightened One, the Perfect Human, is the god of enlightenment. Maybe I have heard that. Self-perfection, knowledge, healing, and inner strength. His followers claim that he was once a mortal who achieved absolute physical and mental perfection, and thus attained divinity of his own volition. He is one of the core gods, if not the most powerful deity, of the Vudrani pantheon, but has an increasing following in the Inner Sea region as well. Nethys, also known as the All-Seeing Eye, is a Garundi god who holds knowledge and magic above all things. He gained enough power to witness all things, and this both fueled his divinity and shattered his mind. He is a god of magic, torn between destroying the world with one hand and saving it with the other. Achieve enlightenment and become great contemplators of existence, but those who anger us risk finding out why everyone is afraid of the Oread's fury. Another large settlement of my people is located in Osirian. Okay, Osirian. Osirian is right here, right? So not far away. I wish we could zoom in for, I guess technically I can. Hutch. Now we can zoom in further, but this is not a good look. I wonder, can I... I feel like there's maybe a better version of this out here. Because, you know, surely be able to zoom in and read those names. Anyways, this is Osirian. Very, very interesting. They are born from Khamsin sandstorms, majestic and terrifying tempests that can bury a city in a single night. The Khamsin are caused by fierce spiritual battles between elementals. The Oreads of that land possess a far starker and cruel wisdom than Jalmare monks. They worship Osirian gods and are powerful defenders of their homeland. The nearest large settlement is located in Janderhof, Berisia's largest dwarven city. I hail from there. The Oreads of Janderhof are closely bound to the dwarves. We have adopted many of their crafts, customs, and traditions. Amongst our kinsmen, we are considered to be hasty and adventurous. So Verisian is up here. Berisia is over here, right? So Janderhof is down here. So not that far away, all things told. So that's pretty cool. What a surprise! There are people in this world who believe associating with dwarves can turn you into a rash adventurer. Aranka laughs loudly. That's pretty funny. Aranka, early sunset, what do you advise? I've never seen a real Oread monk from Jalmare. There are so many fantastic stories about them. Of course we should ask them for help so I can get to... Well, never mind. What I'm trying to say is that they will surely come in handy. I consider any help valuable and would like to pay my respects to any Oread willing to help us. Having said that, I feel that the Oreads of Janderhof, who live next to the dwarves, would feel closer to the Crusaders and be easier for them to understand than the other members of this people. We have already assembled plenty of diverse volunteers who seek to defend Golarion. Perhaps we shouldn't push our luck by continuing to invite ever-increasingly exotic allies. Yeah, that's kind of fair, right? That's the unfortunate side effect of that though is I feel like the stone infantry are kind of like the most boring of the three. They are armored, they are infantry, they are mythic, they have a shield wall, and they have a stunning strike, which is cool. I guess. I wish we could do... I wish we could pull up things to compare them more easily. Alright, so the Sand Clerics actually have the highest AC at 24. The Stone Infantry has the lowest at 17. The Students of Stone have 441 HP. whereas the stone infantry only has 184. The stone infantry does have base DR, but it doesn't apply to slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning. So I guess it's just magic. Same with the students of stone. Same with the sand clerics. So that must be just an Oriad thing. 18, 14, 18. 18, 14, 18. 18, 14, 18. 20, 14, 18. So, okay. Students of the stone, they have a unarmed strike plus 17, 12 to 14 damage. 17, 29 to 36 damage. Holy shit. 10, 4 to 9 damage. Okay. So, tanky is what this looks like. This unit, the Students of the Stone, is the tankier unit. High HP, high AC. The Sand Clerics are pretty tanky, right? Pretty resilient, but they're not a DPS unit. They are a support unit, right? And then we have the Stone Infantry. It looks like they're a DPS unit, honestly. This is a fair amount of damage. This is a relatively hard hitting, and they stun their targets. So that's also kind of interesting. I think generally I'm most interested in the Yanderoth and Osirian, right? Like the Students of Stone just don't seem like they do much. Kind of unfortunate, right? It's a little boring. I wish they had, instead of shield wall, I wish they had like some, I don't know, punching ability or something. Like, they're monks. Why don't they have the stunning strike? Why do the stone infantry have the shield wall and stunning strike? You know, it just feels weird. Also, I would love to see more units having more abilities like this, right? So, like, if the Students of Stone had one ability, if the Stone Infantry had a different ability, and the Sand Clerics had a third ability, that would be way cooler to me than, you know, the casters get all the abilities. Anyways, I don't fucking know. I don't know. The Sand Clerics kind of seem to be the most interesting to me, but I just don't know that they're gonna really matter that much in most of the battles in the Crusader stuff. I don't really know that buffs and well, I'm probably wrong. I feel like buffs and debuffs are powerful, but the fact that these are limited to touch range is a bit of a problem, I think. So, I don't know. I also kind of just feel like I agree with, one, Stronggrung is from Yanderhof, right? And I kind of agree with Early Sunset's interpretation there, right? That they might, since they're close by and they're allies to the dwarves, right? Like, they might be more in tune with what's going on. I think I'm going to go with the Stone Infantry. There it goes. Stronggrung bows in a gallant manner. I will pass along your words to the elders. Your chosen army will immediately move out. You don't have to worry about them arriving late. You may be slow to decide. Once we've made a decision, tarry not. Alright. That's pretty cool. Okay. We are up in the air. I forgot about that. Okay. Why is there just a bed here? What? What? Oh no. That's a mimic.
I can
It's a
handle it.
fucking mimic. All right.
The demons wait.
We're gonna explore our garden here when we get back to the next video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're gonna keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time for more Pathfinder: Wrath of the Right. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.